What if I told you the best way to improve your coffee at home isn't buying the flashiest new gadget, it's knowing where to invest first? Here's the simple hierarchy for coffee ROI right up front. Grinder first, scale second, tamper last. Spend wisely and you'll get more consistent, delicious coffee without blowing your budget or cluttering your countertop. In this video, I'll show you why that order matters. And we're going to break down the real return on investment on each tool. Grinder, scale, then tamper. And while we're at it, if you're already thinking about upgrading your gear, join our Brew Club. You'll earn points with every dollar you spend, redeem them for discounts, get exclusive deals and early product drops. It's free, so I'll throw the link in the description down below. All right, let's get into it. Do you ever feel like it's way too easy to spend a fortune on coffee gadgets and still have that morning cup taste average at best? The good news is you don't need to worry about every shiny tool to make better coffee at home. Today we're digging into the ROI of the 3 core coffee tools: grinders, scales, and tampers. Now that's mainly for espresso, but it will certainly work well with filter too, with the grinder and the scales. And here's the bonus thought. If you are shopping for a coffee lover, these same tools make a fantastic gift idea because they're practical, high-impact upgrades that will actually get used. Now, here's the twist. ROI isn't a one-size-fits-all. It depends on your setup, habits, and what's already in the kitchen. Maybe it's a brand new machine with an inbuilt grinder. A second grinder now might not be the smartest next step. Or maybe you've just splurged on a premium espresso machine, but it came with a flimsy plastic tamper, which is more common than you think. A tiny upgrade could transform your shots faster than a $500 grinder ever would. And that's what we're going to explore today, that real-life payoff of each tool, depending on where you're at. Now, return on investment isn't just a finance term. It's really about how much bang you get for your coffee buck. Does the tool make coffee taste better? Or save beans, time, or frustration? Or does it just sit on the counter looking cool for Instagram? Which is so 2020. Even a small upgrade like a set of scales can transform your morning routine if it takes the guesswork out of dosing and brewing. And then sometimes that first upgrade that matters, it isn't what you expect. If you're brewing at home with pre-ground coffee or a cheap grinder, that's anything with blades or under around $250, a good burr grinder is an absolute game changer. I could not say that enough. It is also an investment, and I would liken it to moving from using a butter knife to cook steak to using a chef's knife. Suddenly the job is easier, it's cleaner, and it surprisingly tastes richer and more consistent. This is where the biggest ROI lives for most beginners, or just coffee drinkers in general. And hopefully you've already heard this. Spend good money on a good grinder. You'll never have to second guess it again, and your coffee will taste good. It will be in the ballpark to make good coffee. And maybe though, you already have a machine with a built-in grinder, like the Breville Barista Express or another similar super automatic machine. In that case, dropping $600 on a standalone grinder might not be that move that makes the perfect sense, as an inbuilt grinder might be good enough. So for now, that meaning is that the bigger ROI is somewhere else, like the tamp or a set of scales. I just do want to come back and say, think of the grinder as the foundation of a setup though. If you're starting from scratch, invest here first. Already got a decent enough grinder, built in or separate, tweak elsewhere before upgrading. Now picture this, making a pour over or espresso by eyeballing it. Some days the coffee tastes rich, other days it's a bit thin and bitter. Not sure why? That's where scales deliver the massive ROI here, especially if you're either using different beans or you're going from one bag to a newer bag. Perhaps you're trying a new brew method or you're learning espresso. Scales remove the guesswork and they teach you what works and also cut down on wasted beans. But if you're already weighing shots, you've got a set of scales, or perhaps you have a setup that's reasonably consistent. Again, you've got a Breville Barista Express where it has a way of dosing coffee. The ROI might be a little bit lower here for you. And that $150 could go towards a new grinder or perhaps a tamper instead. So I want you to think of the scale as a consistency weapon. If you're experimenting with switching beans or learning on a new machine, scales are an instant upgrade. If the machine already automates dosing and the output fairly well, scales are a real nice to have. But it's not an essential straight away. Now, tamping. Tamping is often overlooked, as it is one of the simplest but crucial parts in making espresso. Pressing coffee evenly in the basket, it isn't flashy, but it prevents weak spots from where the water can rush through and ruin shots. Here's where nuance matters. If you've just bought a shiny new espresso machine, chances are that the tamper in the box is plastic, tiny, and awkward to use. That flimsy tamper can absolutely sabotage shots, even with a great grinder and you're weighing your shots. So spending $80 to $100 on a solid tamper could be the highest ROI upgrade here. But if you're already tamping with good technique and a decent tamper, spending $200 on then a precision one won't magically fix your shots. So think of the tamper as a finishing touch. If you're struggling with inconsistent shots on a good machine and a good grinder, this is the next upgrade. And I point to the Breville Barista Express. Certainly on something like that, or a machine similar, a tamper that is capable of a consistent level tamp, like the ones that we have from Normcore, I've seen significantly increase the quality of an espresso shot, if nothing else you're doing changes. Now, if your tamper is already solid, the ROI in investing in a better tamper is quite low. And this is where technique matters here more than the price tag of upgrading. So, if one tool truly moves the needle on the quality of your coffee, it's the grinder. Why? Because grind size directly controls how water extracts the flavor from your coffee. Too coarse a grind and your coffee can become weak. Too fine and it may become bitter. Even the best beans can't fix a bad grind. And a good grinder means you'll get a consistent particle size, which then gets a better extraction, which leads to a more flavorful coffee with fewer wasted beans and brews. For beginners, investing in a decent grinder first is almost always the smartest move. After that, a scale helps fine-tune results, and then tamping can be refined once you're already making consistent espresso. Think of it this way. The grinder sets the stage. Everything else, scale and tamp, even your brewing technique can improve your coffee, but without a good grinder, the foundation is shaky. But as we've discussed, not all coffee setups are created equal. Your habits matter. The best investment for someone who drinks espresso daily isn't the same as someone who brews a quick pour over in the morning. Drip or pour over coffee drinkers focus on a good grinder and then a good set of scales. These two alone can make a night and day difference in the taste and the consistency of your brews. Tamping, totally irrelevant. You don't even need it. Espresso enthusiasts, the order does matter here. Grinder first, scale second, tamping third. And then technique, it is just as important as gear, so even a fancy tamper won't save a messy shot. And for casual coffee drinkers, I would say don't overthink it here. Even a decent grinder can dramatically improve your coffee. Scale and tamper are nice extras, but optional if you're just looking for reliable, tasty coffee without getting too technical. Here's the takeaway. Think about your brew style, how often you make coffee, and what frustrates you the most. Let your ROI guide purchases, not hype, not Instagram photos, and not the shiniest gadget on the shelf. Here's the simple hierarchy for coffee ROI. And you've probably heard this 100 times already. Grinder first, scale second, tamper last. Spend wisely, and you'll enjoy more consistent, delicious coffee without breaking the bank or cluttering up this countertop. Remember, a little focus goes a long way. Sometimes one small tool can make every cup taste noticeably better. Now I want to hear from you. Which tool has changed your coffee game forever? And which one feels like a bit of a waste? Drop your thoughts in the comments section down below. And also don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more practical coffee insights. I'm here each week. Once again, thank you so much for watching till the end of this video, and we'll see you in the next one.